to the award-winning E60, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
In 2 days, the U.S. women's national soccer team and veteran striker Tobin Heath will take the field in France to defend their World Cup title. Heath, who's known for her jaw-dropping talent on the pitch, has remained incredibly private off of it until now. Our Julie Foudy sits down with Heath as she opens up for the first time about her career and the team's fight for equality.
She's just so amazing. She's effortless. She just tries to.
It's Friday morning, 4 months before the Women's World Cup, and just off Pacific Coast Highway, you'll find an exclusive pickup game. Stars like Alex Morgan and Steve Nash. And a player who's less recognizable.
No one even ever knew her name.
For more than a decade, she has been the most captivating striker on the U.S. women's national team.
She's just the maestro. She's just so amazing. She's ruthless.
She just tries shit, and that's what makes her fun to watch.
Tobin Heath can do it all.
I want to be an entertainer on the field because that's what I enjoy watching. Players that kind of do things a little bit different, that can impact the game in a special way.
She does the things that people pay money to watch.
But off the field, she has always avoided the spotlight.
She'd be happy if no one even ever knew her name.
Until now. At the age of 31, and heading into what might be her last World Cup, Tobin Heath is finally opening up.
As much as I hate being in front of a camera, I thought this was an authentic way for me to be exactly what I should have had when I was younger. The game has this amazing way of humbling you every day to realize that there's so much more that you could do. I find a tremendous amount of peace on a soccer field.
It's been that way since Tobin was a kid, growing up in Basking Ridge, New Jersey.
As fathers of 4-year-olds, we really didn't pay much attention, and we were all chatting amongst each other, and next thing I realized, they were watching the field. And eventually they all said, whose kid is that out there running up and down the field with a soccer ball, taking it away from the boys? And I looked, and I'm watching it. It was Tobin.
At no point in her childhood did anyone ever tell her, you need to go practice.
As soon as she saw a move or learned a move, she wanted to try it.
I just was so attracted to making people look silly, and that involved having the ball all the time. And my club coach always tells this story where a parent came up to him and was like,
don't you think that number 98 dribbles the ball too much? I mean, no, absolutely not. That's what she's good at.
And what would you say to her?
Keep going.
I'll never forget when we were moving, we had all these trophies. Tobes, what do you want to do with all these trophies? Oh, you can just give them to whoever you want to give them to.
Even at 8 years old, Tobin's dreams were always bigger.
She has books where she wrote about going to be in the Olympics. Then she was going to play in the World Cup. And not just getting there, but winning.
Soon, she was signing a different letter. To play at UNC, the top women's soccer program in the country.
UNC sent the papers to Tobin. It was a quiet moment. It was just at home. It wasn't in front of TV cameras or any newspapers or anything. It was just the way Tobin would have wanted it. She'd never been one for the spotlight.
Tobin played the first half like she was shot out of a friggin' cannon. That's the way we're going to play.
She is the heart and soul of this team.
The national championship trophy is going home to Chapel Hill.
Tobin's run here in 4 years, she won 3 national championships. There aren't too many programs in the country that have won 3 in their history.
In 2008, when she was 19, Tobin got her first call-up to the national team. And that same year, won an Olympic gold medal.
She was a player that was already being talked about by the veterans and someone that people would say when you'd ask about who's the new young star. Tobin Heath's name was always mentioned in that conversation.
3 years later, when she was 23, Tobin Heath was on soccer's biggest stage, with the world watching.
The final of the World Cup of 2011 will be decided from 12 yards. We are in the penalty shootout.
This was my first World Cup, and I was called upon to take a penalty.
Japan 1, USA 0.
Whenever I was setting up a PK to practice, I'm like, this is the World Cup final.
Tobin Heath, only on the field for a few minutes as a substitute, looks anxious.
I don't think anybody from my family could watch as she went up to take it.
USA surely have to score this one. And they do.
And the World Cup for Japan.
I've seen that crumble people's careers in the biggest moment not succeeding.
You dream of taking a penalty in a World Cup final. And I would ask for it again 1,000,000 times. Even if 1,000,000 times I was going to miss it, I would ask for it again. Because, like, that's the moment that I dreamed of. We don't get a lot of redos in life. But it's like the story unfolded. We played Japan again in the World Cup.
Japan versus the United States. There